Hey everyone, it's Liz with Real Girl Beauty. Thanks for coming to my channel and thanks for clicking on the video. I feel kind of guilty. I feel like the last few videos I did about e.l.f. products, I really ragged on them really bad. And I felt really bad because I don't think e.l.f. is a horrible brand. I don't. I think they have really good products, but I think some of their products, especially now that they're reformulating and upping their price, becomes not worth it. Like the formulations aren't great, and then they're bringing the cost up, and then I'm sitting there going, for the cost, to me it's not worth it. So I decided I'd do a video on the things I do like from e.l.f. In that vein, here they are, the items from e.l.f. I actually love. The first one I'm going to show you is the regular white label eyeshadow primer. I also, by the way, have the black label stick primer, which looks like an old school concealer stick. I like them both. I think this one technically I like a little more. The other one I think is better for getting really bright shadows and bright stuff to come out, whereas this one's better for more of a longer wear. It comes out in a little tiny doe foot applicator. You just kind of dab a little bit on, spread it out, and set your eyeshadow. The thing with this, you have to be careful, is to kind of leave your eye down while it's drying, because if your eyelid goes up, it stands a chance of creasing. The reason I have two is this one I've had forever. This one was in storage. Instead of buying a new one of this, I'm gonna grab the one that was in storage because I remembered it was there. So I'm gonna be tossing this one soon and breaking this one out of the package. Another repurchase for me is the makeup remover pen. This is exactly what it sounds like. It's a pen with a felt tip that if you get a little bit of mascara or your eyeliner goes a little north of where you wanted, you take the pen and you just sort of dab there and it removes all of it. From that little bit of skin, just takes it off, and then you can kind of go in with your shadow or with your concealer or a powder and kind of cover it over again, and your makeup is good. This has saved my makeup so many times. The one I have is almost empty. The tip is getting dry. The tip is almost black from mistake cleaning. I was due for a new one anyway, so I picked up a new one. This foundation I do like. It's the e.l.f. Foundation Serum. I do have an issue with this, which is that it is extremely liquidy. So if you're like me and you like to remove from the container onto your fingers and then put on your face, this makes a mess everywhere. That's why the bottle is like filthy, because it was getting everywhere. When I got it on, it had a really nice color to it. It had a really good yellow undertone. It blended really nicely. It was very kind of dewy looking. It was sheer, but it did enough correcting that I liked it. So like I said, I've held on to it. It has SPF 25, but to be honest, with the liquidy texture, you're not getting enough of this on your face to get anywhere near an SPF of 25. It's supposed to have goji berry in it to also kind of help with your skin a little bit. I've held on to it because, again, I liked the way it looked. I don't necessarily like the exact formula, but I like it enough to keep it and try it and keep trying it because I think it's good. One of my favorite things from e.l.f., and this I've been using for years, is their Clear Brow and Lash Mascara. I wouldn't use a clear mascara. I have dark lashes. I can use black mascara and my lashes look good, and that's what I like, but I do like a natural look. However, because I'm not going to do that, for me this is two separate clear brow gel containers, so I'm getting two mascaras out of one for the super low e.l.f. price. It's just like a regular mascara wand. You just go in with the clear gel, put it on your eyebrows, it sets the hair, and you're done. It's a tiny little bit of gel. So to me, if you bought nothing from e.l.f. in your life and this was the only thing you bought, I would think that you did really well, especially because, again, you get a 2-for-1 on it. I like their Black Label's moisturizing lipsticks. I'm not wearing this one right now, but it's a really sweet kind of rosy berry color. I grabbed this because, oh, and by the way, it's Ravishing Rose is the color. I grabbed this because there was a video circling around on the internet about how you can literally snap off the end and have a tiny pot of lipstick, and I was curious to see if that was true. And it totally is. Okay? Boom. Right there. Right there, actually. Now they do that so that you know what color the lipstick is when you purchase your product, but it's kind of a neat little like, ooh, it's a hidden secret thing there. So that was kind of why I originally bought it. But their moisturizing lipsticks are very good. They're very well pigmented. They're very shiny. They're very nourishing. They're comfortable. They're an excellent product. Unfortunately, they are on the black label, so they tend to be on the higher price point for them. But I mean, they're not more expensive than say a L'Oreal or a Revlon lipstick. It's just compared to the other e.l.f. products, it's in the higher price point. But they are very, very good. And the last thing I wanted to go over, which I think are awesome, awesome, awesome to get from e.l.f. are tools. Because tools, especially ones like this, which is a foundation brush, this is the typical painter's brush type of foundation brush, not like the L'Artiste dupe brush that I used before. If you don't like those and you like the more paintbrush style, the reason I think it's worth doing this is because those are notoriously hard to wash. Really hard to wash. And if you can't clean it, you don't want to put stuff on it and then put it on your face. That's just gross. If you're getting them, this is e.l.f. white label. If you're buying this brush, I believe this brush is $2, and you get it, you use it, it's dirty, and you can't get it clean, you junk it and you get another one. The concealer brushes I use as a cleanup for when I do my nails. I'll take the brush and I'll bring it around and kind of clean around my nail with some acetone nail polish on it and just really clean it up that way. And again, they're so cheap and those last forever. It's got nail polish remover on it, so you just wipe it off and it's clean again. But they're so cheap you can replace it really easily. And that's the same thing with all their brushes. Right here I've got an eyeshadow crease brush. I like using these ones specifically because of the rounded tip to really pack on like a powder or a loose pigment. That's just my own personal preference. I don't like the flat brushes. I always feel like I'm dragging it when I use those. This is a concealer brush. I was interested in trying this more eyes and nose and seeing what I think about it. And then I was just like, you know what, why not? This is their total face brush. This is really supposed to, after powder, just sort of go over everything and just take any excess off. And I didn't have anything in my collection that would do that, so I figured, you know what, I'll grab that one. Do they shed? Yes. Do they stop shedding at a certain point if you clean them and keep using them? Yes. But again, if you're spending, these puppies are all $2 each. So if you hate it, you wasted $2. If you're like me and you kind of go through it and then you have it for a long time and you love it, or in the case of one of these, you junk it when you don't love it anymore, you haven't destroyed your wallet. The only thing I would say about the e.l.f. tools, because like I said, I do think the brushes are an excellent, excellent, excellent place to start, especially if you don't own any makeup brushes and you're using the little dinky sponges that come with your eyeshadows, or the tiny little powder puff that comes with your powder, and or you know, anything like that, and you really want to try makeup brushes, that should be your starting point, because you're not going to invest a ton of money into them, and you can play with them and see what you like, and then depending on the shape and how comfortable you are with it, then you can upgrade to a more expensive model and know that you're making a good investment then. So again, I love these. My one exception to the e.l.f. tool rule is their eyelash curler. I had been using one from CoverGirl for a long, long time, and the rubber finally just crapped out, and I was like, okay, I need a new one. I need a new eyelash curler. And I didn't have a ton of money to spend, so I went and I looked at e.l.f.'s, and they had theirs, which was a white label one, and it was chrome, and it, you know, eyelash curler. And I went, you know what, it's worth it, I'll give it a try. I used it twice. It snapped my eyelashes in half. I mean, like, my eyelash was curled like this, and it came in and hacked half of it like that. So I spent about a year with both eyes, because I'm the genius who sees it and goes, what happened? Or didn't, no, I didn't even notice it at first. I think I noticed it when I put my mascara on. So I did it to both eyes, and then I looked, and there were these little stumps, like this section of stumps in my eyelashes. The only time in my life I ever honestly considered getting eyelash extensions, because within a month of this I was so devastated because my eyelashes looked so bad that I was dying to do something about it. I ended up holding out and not doing the lash extensions. What I did instead was I upgraded to a slightly more expensive eyelash curler, which is what I'm still using now, which is from Tweezerman. It fits my eyelid perfectly. It actually would curl so tight that would curl the stump, at which point I started to see the stump grow out, and boom, no more stump. So while yes, I love e.l.f. tools, I like the brushes, I don't like the eyelash curler, and I do not recommend that eyelash curler to anyone, because that was a horrifying experience to go through, having eyelash stumps for a while. It was just awful. And it's one of those things, you know it's there and you're like so self-conscious about it, but there's like limited options to fix it, and it was just awful. So I hope I've kind of redeemed your faith in e.l.f. a little. I feel a little bit better now. I don't feel quite as guilty because I'm not really ragging on them that bad. I'm pointing out that there are good things you can try. If there's anything from this company that you love, please leave it down in the comments and let me know. Let me know also if you like these kind of broad stroke, grand, entire label reviews, like the one products I love, or even I could do products I hate. Let me know what you think of that down in the comments too. I kind of wanted to do a full collection video. I've got a couple planned in the next couple of months on 2 very inexpensive brands, so those are going to be coming out too. So if you haven't done so already, subscribe so that you can get the notification when those videos come up. I'm going to be doing Primark's makeup and skincare line, and I'm going to do Forever 21. So if you're interested in seeing what I think about those, subscribe. Give me a thumbs up if you liked this more yay e.l.f. video. And thank you so much for watching. I'll be back soon with more. Take care. Bye.